Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. We are from Group 8 and we're gonna to present about a mechanical hazard and the safeguarding. And my name is Siti Nurhani binti Muhammad Zain and my metric number is 279919. Today I'm going to explain about a mechanical hazard. What is mechanical hazard? A mechanical hazard can be created by either power or manual use tool, equipment or machinery. Those are associated with a power-driven machine, both automatic or manually operated. A mechanical hazard is a contact with an unguarded moving part on a machine. The impact is when the part of a machine or equipment are thrown. Okay, before we go further, mechanical hazard is about a machine, and what is a machine and how a machine driven by. Okay, machine can be driven by a steam, hydraulic, or even by the natural force such as winds, water, chemical, thermal, solar, or even the electrical power. And include a system of machine can be shaped the actuator input to achieve a specific application of output, force and movement. And what is the source? What is the source of a mechanical hazard? The source of the mechanical hazard are maybe the machine is overload, so it can occur the incidents, misjudgment, or the worker itself taking it too simple and neglect the safety procedure, or maybe the environment is not so conducive, the equipment life cycle is already expired and not safe to use. And we also have the source of medical hazard such as inadequate information, inadequate training, or maybe the hazards come from the human weakness itself. Next, we go to the type of injury due to the mechanical hazard. There has a lot of injury might be happens due to the mechanical hazard, such as a wound, tear, stretch, punctures, rip, sectional, strains, broken, compression, and this is the most common type of the injury due to the mechanical hazard. For the example, cutting and tearing can be happen when we dealing with the machines, and the seriousness of the cutting and tearing depend of the type of degree and how much damage is done to our skin, veins, artery, muscles, nerve, and bones. A sharp point hazard exists when the edge of the two machine parts move across to the another and move closely enough together to cut another object or move a relatively soft material. In a typical shear point hazard, one part moves while the other part is either stationary or moving, so it can shift our skins and we can injure to that hazard. And next was crushing. A crushing injury occurs when force or pressure is put on a body part. This type of injury most often happen when the part of the body is squeezed between two heavy objects, and the damage related to the crush injuries can include the bleedings, bruise, and also can be a broken bone. Next, we have a squeeze point. Squeeze point. This type of the pinch point injury can include of amputations, lacerations, contusions, crushings, tissue, and bones, and we can also have a broken bones. It is retorting a mechanical part move too fast for you to escape once you have become entangled in a pinch point. And also we have a run-in point with a machine gear regional object impacting at some point upon our body part. So this is the type of injury due to the mechanical hazard. Next, we go to the bone break. The bone break is the most common mechanical injury. Okay, what is the bone break? The bone break is a fracture, is a break usually in a bone. If the broken bone punctures the skin, it's called an open compound fracture. When you break a bone, healthcare provider call it a bone fracture. This break change the shape of the bones. This break may be happen straight across the bone or along its length. A fracture can be split a bone into two or leave it into several of pieces. This bone breaks can also happen when we handling machines. Okay, for your information, have a four type of a bone break, which is simple bone break, compound bone break, complete and incomplete bone break. The simple bone break are fracture that does not penetrate or protrude through the skin. It's called fracture. Compare compound fracture. Next, the compound bone break is a bone break through the skin, and it was exposed, so we can see the bones outside our skin. Next was the complete bone break. The complete bone break is when the bone break into two pieces or even more. And for the incomplete bone break, is a bone break is affected bone is in a one pieces but it cracked, such as stress or spiral fracture. Or in a simple way, when the bone is cracked but not all the way through. Okay, all this bone break might be happen when we handling the machines. At the slide, we can see the diagram of the bones, the fissure bones fractured into two parts, commute fracture in the several pieces, and the fractures in the three pieces with offset.
Hello, my name is Sridani and I will be present about the next common injuries that occur in mechanical hazard, which is straining, spraining, and punctures. Straining of muscles is type of injuries from mechanical hazards that make our muscles are overstretched or torn. It is a condition characterized by stretching or tearing of a muscles. The strain often occur in the lower back and in the muscles in the back of the thigh. Most muscle strain happen for two reasons. Either the muscles has been stretched or it has been forced to contract too strongly. In mild cases, only a few muscle fibers are stretched or torn, and the muscles remain intact and strong. In several cases, however, the strained muscles may be torn and unable to function properly. Next is spraining of ligaments. It results with tearing of ligament in a joint. It's often caused by a sudden movement abruptly forcing the joint beyond its functional range of motions. Sprain can occur at any joint, but most commonly occur in the ankle, knee, or wrist. An equivalent injury to a muscles or tendon is known as a strain. The majority of sprains are mild, causing minor swelling and bruising that can be resolved with a conservative treatment. The diagram shows the three different grades of ankle sprains. Next injuries is punctures. Punctures happen when an object penetrates into the body. It is a greatest danger into internal organs blood system, or human nerve tissues. There are many kinds of punctures, which is cuts, sectional, and compression. Punctures and cuts are common on-the-job injuries. Puncture occur when objects such as splinter, nails, glass, and sharp tools such as scissors and knife pierce the skin and cause a small hole. Cuts occur when sharp objects including knife, scissors, and glass slice through the skin superficially or into the deeper layer of fat, tendons, muscles, and even bone. A puncture also can leave a wound. A puncture wound is a deep wound that occurs due to something sharp and pointed, such as a nail. The opening on the skin is small, and the puncture wound may not bleed much. Puncture wounds can easily become infected. A doctor should always compulsory in examining a deep puncture wound. Next, I will be present about the system that can help workers to feel and stay safe during their working hours. There is a way to always stay safe in the workplace. One of the systems that workers can have to always stay safe is lockout and tagout system. This system must be labeled by giving the name, department, work performed, and contact information of person who put it on. There is example of lockout and tagout system that has been shown in the diagram. The effective lockout and tagout system include the attention on detailing, which is require the written program. There's also every employee need to have extensive training to increase the level of safety at work. Employees need to retraining on a yearly basis. Company also need to be aware to employee disciplinary action. Any violators must be disciplined based on the disciplinary problems they do. That is all from my part. Next, I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
My name is Fatinur Afifah binti Muhammad Sobri. My matric number is 278533 and I will be talking about safeguarding and type of devices operated in factory. Guards are materials that keep workers from having direct contact with moving parts and other dangerous areas of a machine. Some guards also protect workers from shavings, flying shards, or metal sparks created by working machines. Some examples of machines that need to be guarded are flywheel and rotary saw blade. There are three most common types of machine guard, which are fixed guards, interlock guards, and adjustable guards. Fixed guards provide a permanent barrier between workers and the point of operation. These guards require little maintenance and are suitable for repetitive and high production operations. Interlock guards, on the other hand, shuts down the machine when the guard is not securely in place or disengaged. This guard allows safe access to the machine for removing jams or conducting routine maintenance without the need for removal of the guide. Adjustable guide provide a barrier with the flexibility, but it requires frequent maintenance and careful adjustment. We need to do a risk assessment to prevent machinery hazard. A risk assessment is used in machine safety to identify, document, eliminate, or reduce hazard in a particular machine or process. Employer can start by asking how severe are the potential injuries, how frequent are employees exposed to the accident, what is the possibility of avoiding the injury if it does occur, what is the likelihood of an injury should a safety control system fail, and also there are some general precautions that need to be taken, such as training, inspection criteria and procedures, disciplinary action for violation, proper clothing and hair length to avoid entrapment, avoid shortcuts, emergency procedure formulated, training provided, and written procedure provided. Safeguard must meet certain requirements such as prevent contact, which means machine guard must provide a physical barrier that prevents the operator from having any part of his or her body in the danger zone during the machine operating cycle. Next, secure and durable, which means machine guard must be secure and strong so that workers are not able to bypass, remove or tamper with them. They must be attached to the machine where possible. If the guard cannot be physically attached to the machine, it must be attached as well. Next, protect against falling objects. Then, create no new hazard. A safeguard defeats its own purpose if it creates a hazard of its own, such as a shear point, a jagged edge, or an unfinished surface, which can cause a laceration. The edges of guards, for instance, should be rolled or bolted in such a way that they eliminate sharp edges. Machine guards should not obstruct the operator's view and create no interference. This means that any safeguard which impedes a worker from performing the job quickly and comfortably might soon be overridden or disregarded. Proper safeguarding can actually enhance efficiency since it can relieve the workers' apprehensions about injury. So, the safeguard must be allowed to have a safe maintenance. There are three types of mechanical devices operated in factory, such as point of operation device, feeding and injection system, and robotic operation. Point of operation is the area on a machine where work is actually performed upon the material being processed. The point of operation of machine whose operation exposes an employee to injury shall be guarded. Because the point of operation is the point at which the work of the machine occurs, it is the point which is most likely to cause immediate harm to a worker. That's because many potentially hazardous motions and actions occur at the point of operation. Basic types of hazardous motions include rotating, reciprocating, transverse, In running midpoints, other basic types of hazardous action include cutting, boring, shearing, punching, and bending. On the other hand, automatic or semi-automatic feed and injection method do not require the operator to place his or her hands in the danger area. Guards are still required to protect the operator. However, by eliminating the need for operator involvement in the danger area, employees are less likely to be injured. The use of robots can help reduce hazard to workers. These are machines that load and unload stock, assemble parts, transfer objects, or perform other tasks. They are most effective in high production processes which require repeated routines.